Hey guys, welcome back to Sow Love. Thank you for being here with me today. So here we are about a week later, and it's time to add in the other ingredients. So I said, I did mention that I added, really it was just whatever banana peels we had available or that I had been collecting. And I put those in the water. So they had been fermenting for a week. They had been in a sealed container, so no air has been allowed to enter, allowing the fermenting process to, go on or start. So you do want to keep an eye on the lid, especially if you extend your fermenting process for over a week, as the air bubbles can build up and pop off the top. So I definitely wouldn't recommend doing this in a glass jar, but these plastic tubs work really good for this process. So I'm going to add in some molasses. So molasses is something new for me this year. Just in doing research and seeing some other YouTubers, there was the New Orleans gardener mentions that using molasses in your garden is kind of like you eating a little bit of sugar when your energy is down. So it gives a great kind of a source of energy for your plants. It kind of perks them right up. But it also has sulfur, it has magnesium, it has calcium. So a lot of different micronutrients are in molasses, and it actually helps to create a really good environment for beneficial bacteria in your soil. So happy soil, happy plants, happy garden, happy gardener. So definitely try out some molasses in your garden this year. I'm using the fish fertilizer, which this is a 511 high source of nitrogen. This does stink really bad. So you've been warned if you haven't used fish emulsion. Definitely don't use it inside. I think the first time I used it was inside on some things that I had transplanted, some seedlings that I had started. And the reaction that I got from my family was not a cool one, so they weren't happy with me that day. But it's really good for your plants. So I will be adding in some fish emulsion and some of the molasses, and I really need to order some more. So in this 5-gallon bucket, I usually don't measure, y'all. I kind of just maybe about, so this is probably not even, this might be a half a cup. So maybe a half a cup to a cup, should be good. And then I'm going to add about the same, maybe a half a cup, of the fish emulsion into this bucket. All right, just so you can see what this looks like, I'll bring you a little closer. So there are the fermented bananas. A wrapper from a sugar packet was in the compost bin that I had the bananas storing in, but you can see, just adding it to water, it's kind of gotten a little slimy. There's actually some eggshells in there too. I forgot about that. But bananas are a great source of potassium for plants. So that's what that's looking like, right? Plants seem to always like the nasty stuff. All right, so I'm gonna put you back up so I can go ahead and mix this. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add the molasses. And again, guys, I'm kind of just eyeballing. And this is the grandma's molasses. All right, so I'll let that sit upside down. And I'll use whatever comes out from there. And I'll do the same. While that's coming down, I'll go ahead and add some fish emulsion. So about that much. And I'll go ahead and stir. So the bananas, technically the banana peels actually, you could go ahead and plant these in your garden. However, you know, for the sake of deterring pests like rodents and things like that, I'm gonna go ahead and add them into my compost bin. So, all right, so that's my fertilizer. So let's go ahead and see what we can get out of these little molasses. And so what I'll do is just add a little bit of water just to make sure I get it all, shake it up real good, and I'll add it in before I toss these containers out. So let me show you how I use it, how I actually add it in the garden. Let's go ahead and give this one more mix. All right, so what I have is just a teapot. Now you can use whatever, like, you know, it doesn't necessarily matter what you use, but this is just what I do. So I'll take some of that and I'll just add it around the base of the plant. So these are those tomatoes. If you watch my last video, or one of my last videos, I was actually planting up this grow bag. So if you watch that video, you can see how much seeds have grown in this little grow bag here. So that is what I'll do in terms of fertilizing these plants. And I can just leave the banana peels in there until I get to the very end and dump those into the compost bin for the worms to enjoy. So that concludes this video. Let me know in the comments if you use molasses in your garden. Do you use banana water? Do you use fish emulsion? What results have you seen from using this in your garden, or do you plan on using it this year? And be sure to check back in the comments and let me know how things fared. So please be sure to join me on Instagram, where I give more daily posts and daily updates of the garden. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, you guys.